Thank you. For all kinds of things, okay? So if one of you ladies would, or a couple of you ladies would distribute this. While they're distributing that, if you would get some Cuisinart rods out and just look at them, because you're familiar with them. So get the Cuisinart rods out and look at them. Let's make some observations about them. Remember, you're in the room.
How's it going? That's part of the lesson.
Getting into them? Yeah, trust me.
Here, try to get into this.
Now that you have the Cuisinart rods out, if I could have your attention, please. Now that you have the Cuisinart rods out, another policy and procedure that I have to go through, because as I told you, this is my 43rd year in education. I know we did start when I was 5, but I'm lying about that. So I'm old, and I can't hear sometimes a lot of things. So don't shout out answers. That's one of my pet peeves, is when teachers ask a call response question and kids just shout out. So if you want to tell me an answer to something, I'll either call on you, or you can raise your hand and I may or may not call on you. But please don't just answer out loud, because then whoever it is who has not figured out the answer will stop thinking because you just told them the answer. Okay? All right. So I need someone to tell me one thing you've noticed about these Cuisinart rods. You should be out of the tray by now. Anybody have an observation? Yes, sir.
You can attach them to other ones to make different sizes.
Oh, good. My set is attachable. Some of them are not. But mine you can attach to make different lengths. But the Cuisinart rods were mainly concerned with length. Okay, length. All right. Another observation. Yes, sir.
There's a rod that's 1 unit bigger. For every rod there's 1 unit bigger.
So for every rod, there's one rod that's 1 unit longer? Okay, longer, not bigger. Longer. Okay, good. So which one is the shortest rod? Would you hold it up for me, please? Good. Which one is the longest rod? Would you hold that one up for me, please? Good. How long is that longest rod in comparison to the shortest rod?
10 times.
10 times as long. Good. 10 times as long. So the length of the rod start with 1 and go up to 10. Okay, so now you're kind of familiar with the Cuisinart rod. So now we can begin the lesson, all right? So here is what you have at your desk. At a party, each of 8 children in attendance was served 2/3 cups of punch. I would say cups, it should be cups of punch. How much punch was served in all? You have to demonstrate this with your Cuisinart rod. So you math people who know, automatically what operation you're going to do, you're not allowed to do that. You have to pretend that you are in the 5th grade, we'll say, and you're going to demonstrate this with the Cuisinart rods. Now, here's the kicker. If you are a math teacher and you're with your science partner, you can only ask them questions. You can't tell them how to do it. Okay? You can practice asking those scaffolding questions so that you pull the information out of them. All right? So, go ahead. Start working with your rods.
How do you represent that with It says, this is a cup.
That's how I'm doing.
This is what the cup.
It says to the light green proportional rod to red is in one cup. I already know my short, so this is 1 cup. Compared to the cup to the 8. No, I'm this.
Well, this is the cup, and this is what they get served. So you're asking how many cups we're serving. If every kid gets 2/3 of a cup. So what does this yellow represent? Well, it says here, this is a quarter, so what is the yellow represent? Yeah. Okay, so this is the cup, you need to put this in right, and this is how much they got served. So try. Watch what she's doing. You can connect it to
How could we do it with the rod? Slowly, quietly. Can't tell you, I wish I could.
No, I was still in there.
Okay, show me with, if I can have your attention, please. Show me with your fingers how many more minutes you need. 1, 2, or 3. 1 more minute. 1 more minute.
Hey, you didn't get everybody to do that.
They have to find that relationship. So, this is a whole cut. How many coconuts are served? Yeah, but that's not always.
Okay, I need, someone who's going to, y'all still working, Jen? Okay. 30 seconds.
What happened to the screen?
Which one shows your serving?
You're supposed to ask questions, Jennifer? Mia. I'm checking on them here.
I'm like, sis, Dr. West is over there. This is what they do, and this is a kid. What is this functional? It just shows what they're, what. Okay. So then how are you going to determine how many cups? Where's the, where's our, those 8 cups?
Okay, I'm gonna have one of you come up and demonstrate to the class. Are y'all listening? I'm gonna have one of you come up and demonstrate to the class how you got your answer for the question, which is on your sheet. It's not up there, you want to see how long it's up there. So I think I'll all right. Don't laugh. Word, all right? Good. Just quickly explain.
You're safe.
Barb.
There's the numbers up there.
We all love each other in here.
Okay, so, with my English teacher brain, alright, I got 8 kids. Okay, so, I'm not 8 little children. They were each served 2/3 of a cup. So, I took my white ones,
It's hard to tell. Could you tell me what color you have for your 8?
oh, it's the green ones, the
one
light
that
green
was told.
ones.
So are those representing children?
Kind of both children and cups, okay, because it said to use the light green ones to represent the cups.
So children and cups are equivalent?
Well, in my mind for this, yes, because each kid, this is a kid, and it's split up into 3 sections,
So they're representing children.
2/3 of a cup. You can't really see that.
So it's a cup or a child?
Tone back a little,
Well,
contrast. Can't you do that?
The only reason I'm doing this is not to pick on you, but it's the language issue.
okay.
How specific are you with your language?
In this case, then each of these would represent a child.
Okay, so they're children, okay?
So then each kid got 2/3 of a cup. Does that help?
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Small much at the top of the page.
Alright. So I put these,
And what are those?
these are 2/3 of a cup
So those are 2/3 of the cup.
on each of my kids.
So each child is getting 2/3 of a cup, okay?
Okay, so then to figure out how many cups altogether, I took the white ones,
Uh-huh.
that's 1 cup. The
And
white,
why is that
the white is 1 cup. Because if this kid, this is 2/3 of, this is 2/3 of a cup,
Okay,
then one of the whites would be 1/3 of a cup,
perfect,
okay? So I put 3 of them together to make 1 cup,
okay?
and then I just kept doing that. So I have 5,
Five
and a
what?
third cups. 5 and a third cups.
Five what?
5 and a third cups.
Thank you. Now, I'm not picking on you, when she said I have 5, we have lots of things going on in this problem. So were you talking 5 children, were you talking 5 cups? That's that language issue that Sandra and I focus on so much.
Sloppy.
Okay, very sloppy. I wasn't gonna use that word, but okay. So you have 5 cups, because earlier, the 3 units together was a child. Okay? So now the 3 units together is a cup. Hey Russell, are you gonna say something? Can you wait till the end? All right. So you have 5 and 1/3 cups. Did anybody do this? Thank you very much. Did anybody do this? Craig did it differently? Craig and Ben did it differently? Would you like to quickly? And Ben is not a math person. Craig is actually science.
Craig's beyond that.
He does have a lot of mathematics, so he's kind of like a pseudo math teacher. Okay, so he is a math teacher. So did you let, Mr. Johnson do all the work?
Yes.
Good. Would you write a man out there?
No, he explained it very well to me. I was like, wow.
Okay, all right, good. Okay.
You'll need to move them up on the white paper, please. if you would.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
Okay, that represents 2/3 cups, and this represents 1 cup.
Okay,
And so we said there's 8 students, so we were gonna need 8 of these 2/3 cups. So that's what we did, we got 8 of those,
okay,
and, oh, there's 8. And so we said, well, how are we gonna find out how much total we had? And we thought, well, maybe we should just put them all together, see what happens.
Okay,
And so we did. And so, okay, we've got a whole bunch of cups here, and,
hang on a minute, how do you know that's a whole bunch of cups?
well, a whole bunch of partial cups, I guess. And we put
Okay.
them all together, and we said, well, what would it be like if we compared that to full cups?
Okay,
So we tried to find out how many full cups were the same length.
would you remind the class what you were using to represent a cup?
The green Cuisinart rod is a full cup, 3 parts,
Okay,
whereas the red ones are only 2 parts.
okay,
And
thank you.
that was the 2/3 cup.
Bless you.
Bless you.
And so we put them both together, and we found out that we had to use 5 green Cuisinart rods and 1 white Cuisinart rod
Okay.
to equal the length of the red ones. And so we just counted, we ended up with 5
And
and
what
1/3.
did you count?
We counted the green ones
Okay, and you had,
as full cups
okay,
and ended up with 1/3 extra.
so how many full cups?
5,
So you have how much total?
5 and 1/3 cups.
5 and 1/3 cups, very good. Now, tell me what was important about how that was led. Did I tell anybody anything?
No.
No. What did I do?
Question.
Ask a bunch of questions.
I asked questions. When they came up here, what did I do while they were talking?
Clarified what they were talking about
How did I do that?
by asking them what each Cuisinart rod represented.
What does that represent? Kind of bothered me, the child in the cup, you know, it's sitting there, so that's okay. Okay.
I'm an English teacher, it's all one.
So that's what you have to do. You have to have them justify what they've done and explain it fully. And I knew what he meant by we had 5, but somebody in the class may not have known that that was 5 cups as opposed to 5 children. All right? Okay, good. So I just hit the same button to go back? Yes. Okay. The blue one? All right. So that was the first activity. That was actually the engage in
Dr.
this
Browning.
activity. Yes, ma'am.
I like that you gave the opportunity for 2 different views, because when you have kids, they don't see it the same way. So the first way that some people might have gotten, and the second way, other people would have made a connection. So I like that you let them see it, because a lot of times kids think there's only one way, and if they don't get it, then their mom.
Thank you so much for bringing that up, Claudette. That's absolutely right. And I did ask who did it a different way, and thank goodness somebody else had. When nobody else does it a different way, then perhaps the teacher should do it a different way. Yes.
Did each kid get a cup that was 2/3 full?
Did you hear his language?
No.
Say it again.
Did each kid get a cup that was 2/3 full? So how many cups were there?
8.
There were 8 cups, but how much punch there was would be 5 and 1/3 cups of punch.
Thank you.
That's why we love Russell.
I would put glass.
That's why we love him. So that's what a kid in the classroom or equivalent. Yeah, with his language, a kid in a glass or cup or equivalent. Okay, next page. You should have this passed out as soon as the girls come up here and help me. Knowing what you learned on that little brief activity, this is the sheet that you're going to work on. Now, here's the key. You have to have a pictorial representation. So the first thing you're going to do is use your Cuisinart rods to represent each of those 3 situations. You're going to sketch those Cuisinart rods, okay? Then you're going to write a numerical representation and the solution.
One more.
So I do not want you to do this. I do not want you to say, I'll do the first one, you do the second one. Okay? You have to do all of them together.
Together.
All of them together.
Well, it says this yellow is one cup of cheese.
I know, but I was gonna use this too,
Oh.
if I needed to double it, if we're doing separate.
Oh,
So it's okay. You can do it both ways. Okay, that's fine. So let's do it both ways. So this week 8 tenths. But,
yeah,
I ran out of,
so right here, so we have, so the 3 pieces would be, now one. This is yellow. You're the one having to.
I mean, I know you both teach math, but you really are doing it. So you can't tell him you need to. You have to ask him those questions like I was asking.
Now, how many cups of cheese? So we would, now, we did it. Now, the problem is yellows. I don't do it back. Well, we can go like this.
I mean, I'm doing that.
You're both of the same? Yes. Okay, so he's stronger.
See,
I like that.
Okay,
so,
so we have five. So we also both ask each other questions.
questioning that.
My mind
Kids too, so you kind of have to train yourself.
This one should be this as well. It just magically. So we're gonna go. 3 pizzas, that's how much cheese. So how many cups of cheese? We take one, so here's one here, one here. Right, that's exactly what I did. Right. You know what, yeah, just make sure. So then we will do here. So I'm just gonna take this one and make it into all one. Okay, so I'm gonna replace this one. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna go, you're right. Yeah, that would be. So it would be 1 and 4. We know we have 3 cups right now. Yeah, but I'm 2 final, there's 1.
How would you show it in rod?
We'll put the leverage check, we took 3, 4, so it should be 1.
No, we did, we were ready. Yeah. Okay, so first we did the 1 and 4.
No, 1 was, that's not right. 1 and 4. He's got 2.5, so orange is 1 minute, so it's 2.5 minutes. 2, is that a half? Yeah. Okay. And he puts 4 songs onto CD. So we have to do this 4 times. Yeah, it's a half. So we know 2 times. And then to have
Right?
2.5 that
Help me with the We already have 3. Then we got 1,
1, 2, so it should be four, so then these two.
I told them, so all of this together. So we do that one, we didn't know what to do. So then we. So I just put it down there. You know, that's 2 more cups here, 5 cups. 3 plus 3, 5, Okay, I know how to write it, how to write it.
8 minutes, 9, 10 minutes, right? Each stringer is 2 and 2.
Numerical representation.
She makes 3 streamers.
Right, this right?
So the yellow is gonna be, yellow is 1 meter,
Oh, I like your shoes.
right? So then, oh yeah, we need. Yeah. Yeah, because there's 2, 2, 2. Okay. Okay, so we've got, so 2 1/5 times. Because I'm gonna take this 2 1/5, add it to this 2 1/5, 4 5. Represents 1 minute. So this is
2, 4, 6, 8.
And how would we do it in numerical here?
This is 8.
So you get 2, 4, 6, 7.
8 plus 0.5.
3 cups? Okay.
Oh, no, it's not a minute.
You can draw that? So you use the 10 and I'm 2 at first.
We could do that. This is more for our. Could we do it in fractions? But I wanna, you know. Yeah.
Fractions, you got 8.
Take it to my phone because.
Before having
Yeah, I don't like kids use this. I would just use that one.
See, the only thing I don't like about this is that it sometimes blocks. See how it blocks?
how would you like There it is.
Jacob asked me, Miss, is it 1, 2,
Times
Are you talking to me?
And 2.5 times 4 equals 10.
I'll have you know that yes, we are.
That's the whole thing. So you do that first, and now you're doing this.
We're not going on.
Like if this was just in a book. How would we do this mathematically?
No, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, he is ahead.
Okay, so then this would be what, 4.0?
Okay. Oh, 5.
Something I learned from one of our other teachers over at, one of the math teachers over at the other campus.
Actually, 2.5 times 4.
In America,
If you teach them enough to convert all the fractions to decimals, they can, they'll be able to multiply them, or add them, or whatever easier.
I need to reiterate as well, if we should switch.
cool.
No.
So we go to the next one.
She might be going to Boston too. That's not a terrible place. She's trying to decide how she's gonna, she's still trying to hear. Oh, no, I think definitely go down. No. That's good, definitely.
So how would the, how do you do 250? How do you convert that to decimal?
Yeah, I really can see it rising.
2.5 minutes.
Oh, it's like going into 20.
What's your decimal is because you added the yours.
So it's point.
265.4.
Well, that's, it's,
That's one song that we get to make.
I like the way you converted that.
Oh, that's one song, cool.
Point 0, that's like going 5.
You add the,
This is one song,
you add
times
the
4.
decimal. Zero.
2.5 times 4.
You make your own way. You make your own way. And I've said that to Ms. Rodigan a couple times now.
That's the long way, we're gonna have to shut it down, right? Can we get it down?
That's what I'm saying. Look, I totally forgot. Daddy, I have to look at something. I just added Look, I got it a cast. Isn't that fun?
Oh, cool.
It's so cool. It scares me.
I had other stuff in here from cast that I forgot to.
Well, you know what, Miss Chin used to say, what's it?
That's 1 minute.
I'm at a training.
Yeah, yeah, that's a Thursday. Oh, I'm supposed to be going. I'm telling you.
You just trying to do that. Okay, good.
Maybe go there, I don't know. I guess you should text him, they say. So, I don't know how long it's gonna take you. You think? So I did that first. I turned it to proper. He said 30 minutes. He said it's not gonna be more than.
So, this is the lot. I'm trying to get the other. I can show you how to do it. I want to use the right.
But you can use that to have.
First we made one for Karen, and then one time, but
And one of the things I've added to it. See, I can use the reading record to look at. So I can see. Well, I just did January because I was like, and I'm gonna be honest.
now we got 2 minutes, because we got 2 minutes together. We got 20 now.
No,
I have, this is right, 1, 2, 3, 5. So this is half of the one that's 20.
So you're gonna ask, is it shade? Well, I think.
There's our one song.
Because I've seen some big problems. I've seen some kids have it, they're like, oh yeah, you're definitely, you know. I mean, I've got some kids that have changed.
We have 4
But, you know, because they're not reading the way they need to. Yeah.
We got that from the last one.
You know, I've got children who do that to use. The way she's known.
Well, can you make one out of
Show me with your fingers how many minutes you need to do the first 2, just the first 2.
Oh.
2 minutes?
Zero.
Because we're kind of running out of time. We're just gonna do the first 2, okay? We've got about 2 minutes to finish the first 2.
Alright, I know, so it is, I'm freezing.
Awesome. Okay, what is this? That's right?
Welcome to my life. I had 80.
10. Oh. Okay, I got you. Yes. We're gonna replicate that.
No, I don't. Well, and that's when we started the kids. My mom was sitting shit. And they make small candy, they make small candy. As you can see. So what I do, this is what I do. I get back to the messaging you right now. Is that what you want to say? Well, and I told them, I said, yeah, you need to set the goal in 1 month.
We did it.
Where you want to go,
That's what's on.
So you jump, so what are you gonna do to make that higher and
How
higher?
many minutes do we use?
So this is how much time you're gonna take, what goals are you gonna set to get yourself there? So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna read every night, and
Right, yes.
doing that, not, then you need to. Set sometimes things I'm like, you're gonna get there, read every night. That's how you do it. My kids set goals, first week of January, they set goals, and we all check in with them. So how's that?
Okay, you may not be quite through, but next time, you need somebody to explain how they did on the first problem. To someone who
4.5?
is not an expert.
No, 5. 5.
So, how quickly can you explain the first problem? Quickly?
What do you call quickly?
Don't get up there and start writing an essay, okay?
Okay, Mr. Brown, come with me?
Yeah.
All right, Alright, cause he has the pictorial.
Alright, so Claudette is going to, Claudette and, are going to explain the first problem. Thank you. While they're getting their things together and going upstairs, there was a huge discussion over here with the reading person. Do you wanna mention a little bit about what we talked about? You wanna mention a little bit what we talked about
I can.
while they're gathering?
We were talking about the fact that we didn't know whether we were supposed to convert everything to fifths and then, you know, transfer it over, or how we were supposed to write the numerical representation. And so I called, you know, I went miss, because that's what the kids do. Miss, come here, please. And said, how do you want that? Do you want, what was it, a 1 4/5 cup plus 1 4/5 cup plus 1 equals, or do you want it 1 4/5 cups times 3, or do you want it, you know, what is it that you want? Or do you want just in fifths? And she said, well, do it whatever way you wanna do it, and then ask the students if they did it a different way. And I said, you know, the reason I'm asking this is that I don't need these manipulatives. And I know that there are some students that don't need these. So what do you do about that? Are you asking them to go backwards? And she said, oh, no, that's never, if they can explain, and I said, okay, that's what I wanna know, because that's where the writing might come in. If you know, without using these, then explain it to me. How you would use the concrete if you had to do it. And so that type thing might be where the writing would come into play. And they're saying, I don't wanna use those, I know the answer. Okay, explain to me. How'd you get that? How'd you get that answer? So those types of things are what we need to think about, how to incorporate writing. And I want to allay your fears, because I saw some of your, you know, that deer in the headlight look when Sandy was up talking about adding writing, and you went, holy cow, you're asking us to teach writing too? Where our plates are full. And I don't think that that is at all the objective here. It's using writing more, not teaching the writing. The ELA teachers will still teach the writing. What they're asking you to do is to make sure you incorporate more writing in your lessons, or identify when you're using writing in your lessons, so that, and perhaps evaluate that writing like the ELA teachers in your school evaluate, so that there's some consistency in that evaluation, so the kids are getting the same feedback on their writing. Not teaching it, just using it. I think I know when I asked the math and science teachers in my school to use writing more, they were like, I'm not teaching writing, I teach math, I teach science, I have enough trouble. And I understand that, but it's just using it more. And there's a difference between writing to learn and writing to demonstrate, and we need to keep those kind of separated as well, so.
So how many of the math teachers have math journals in the class? Okay, many of you. In the math journals, when you ask them to write something in their journal, what are you asking them to do?
I was asked mine to explain, to write, to put into words exactly what they did to solve the problem. And so that's kind of what Lisa and I did on our paper, is we actually did it in words. You know, we took the 4/5 cup to, you know, because I have to model it because our kids aren't used to it. They haven't grown up with it yet. And so as a result, we have to model what it looks like, so I'm constantly modeling that writing piece in my classroom.
Good. And the science teachers, y'all use journals as well?
Yep.
Okay, what do you have them do in their journals?
Explain and tell me the process they, you know.
Can you speak up?
Oh, explain and tell me the process they went through to draw the conclusion that they made. And I wanna know why they've come to this conclusion.
Here's my question. How many times a week, hang on, Lisa, how many times a week do you have them write in those journals, and do you read them after every day? So some of you may have, what, 130 students a day? 50? Okay. So how many of you read those journals every day if you have them write in it every day?
I guess when we're walking around monitoring, that's about it, but not take their journal and read it unless I'm
But
grading
you
it.
do check each
I walk through
child's
the monitor
journal.
as I walk
Yeah.
through.
Yes, ma'am.
There's, my students, I try to get them to write every day. There's no way, even if my full-time job for reading journals, I could not get through it.
No.
But they can trade and read each other.
Thank you, that's what I needed, I did. Thank you. So she's science, eighth grade, right? How many students? 130-something students as compared to, Lisa, how many you have?
26.
26. See, there's the difference there. So even if you don't have them writing it every day, when you do have them writing it, somebody needs to read it and make sure that it's accurate, isn't it?
I don't remember who it was in the Mix It Up program, but they used exit slips. And when I need to know what you got out of it. After they closed their journal, handing out an exit slip and then having them summarize.
Which is
That's what I
excellent.
can grade,
Yeah.
without having to take home 50 journals.
Yeah.
I can take 25 or 50
Exit
slips.
slips,
of
yeah.
paper.
That's excellent if you actually read them every time they do them and ready the next day to clarify any misconceptions that they have. Because if you wait a week to read them and they still have those misconceptions, for that week, and by then it may be solid in their heads. All right, Claudette, you're up.
Okay, so I wanna say thank you for the way you guys have adjusted the training, so people who are not science or math understand it, because I used to be here and then be going, So I was able to actually participate, me and Mr. Brown know each other, he used to work with us, and we go to the same church, so we know each other.
Okay, good.
Alright, so, he did the pictorial. We can show the pictorial first, right? Hey, where's your pictorial?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I pushed the button. Thank you, Kimberly.
I might push the right button.
Very helpful.
You turned it off.
Okay. While she's saying that, can I say again how important it is to have different ways of modeling for kids, different ways to do it, because I understood after she finished the children being the rods and how she changed it up, I understood it. And then when Ben and Chung came behind her, that's the one I said I'm gonna use, because that was clear for me. 2 examples, and I think our kids need that so that they can see and kind of buy into the way that's gonna help make them make connections. And so that's what we did. We agreed we were gonna still learn the way they did it, and that's what we did, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you'll, this,
Alright, this one was, it said, the yellow represents 1 cup, so we did the 1 cup, 1 cup, 1 cup, I'm sorry. 1 cup, that's why, or 1 cup. That's 3. Then we did,
So how did you know you had 3 cups?
3 cups of cheese.
Is there 3 in that problem? I see 1 4/5 cups of cheese.
These are, I should put up here cups.
so the yellow,
This is up here, this is up here.
You're gonna have to be clearer in your language, because I'm totally confused as to what you're doing, okay? Where did the 3 come from?
the 3 came from that she made 3 pizzas.
Okay, she made 3 pizzas, and what do we know about each pizza?
Each pizza has 1 4/5 cup of cheese per pizza.
Okay,
So we'll back up,
okay, okay.
we're going back, okay? So what we did first, before we did our pictorial, because you don't call this number. So we identified what was 1 4/5 cups, right? And so this was 1 cup,
Slide it up a bit so we can see it, the paper, there you go.
and this was 1 cup, and then we found our 4/5.
Okay.
And these are our 4/5 because, what are they? They're the units. We said this was 4,
Put it on the paper so we can see it.
4 of 5 units. So that's 1 4/5 cup of cheese
Good,
per pizza,
okay,
right? That's what we did. And so then we said we need 3 pizzas, right? And so then we Found 3 of these, that's 3 cups, and then we, what did we do? No, and we needed 3 of these. So, this